My friends, there comes a time in every person's life when the world turns its back, when the people you expected to cheer you on only whisper doubt behind closed doors. You stand alone, misunderstood, underestimated, and perhaps even ridiculed. But remember this, every great story begins with disbelief. When no one believes you can, that is your divine signal to believe harder than ever before. The moment others stop having faith in you is the exact moment you must ignite faith within yourself. That faith, unseen, unshakable, and unyielding, is the seed from which all triumph grows. Do not fear standing alone. Solitude is not weakness, it is the training ground of strength. In silence, you hear the whisper of your purpose. In rejection, you discover your resilience. The world's doubt is the furnace that purifies your ambition. Each obstacle, each insult, and every failure carries a hidden gift. The gift of discipline, the gift of hunger, the gift of fire. Do not curse the struggle. Embrace it as the sculptor of your greatness. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest flames. So when life burns you, smile, for it only means you are being refined for something greater. You owe no one an explanation for your dream. The dream was not given to them. It was given to you. Protect it, nurture it, guard it against the cold winds of disbelief. Let your results speak for you when your voice no longer needs to. There will be nights when you question yourself, when the path seems endless and lonely. In those moments, remind yourself that history's greatest achievers all walked that same road, the road where no one clapped until the victory was won. You are walking among giants every time you persist, while others quit. Faith in yourself is the first step to power. It is the silent spark that turns ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. Everything you will ever achieve begins in the invisible realm of belief. The unseen conviction that you can, even when every voice around you says you cannot. When you strip away every resource, every support, or every advantage, what remains is the one thing that can never be taken from you: your faith in your own potential. Most people wait for proof before they believe. They say, "Show me the results, and then I'll have faith." But that is not how power works. Power responds to belief. Life rewards those who dare to act before the evidence appears. Every invention, every empire, every movement that shaped history was once nothing more than an idea, fragile, uncertain, and doubted by almost everyone. The difference between those who succeeded and those who faded into the background was not talent, not wealth, not luck. It was faith, the unshakable conviction that their vision was possible long before the world agreed. Faith in yourself is not arrogance. It is alignment with your purpose. It is saying, "I may not have all the answers now, but I trust that I can find them." It is refusing to let the opinions of others write your destiny. The truth is, most people judge your dreams through the lens of their own limitations. They tell you what cannot be done because they have never done it themselves. But you must not let their disbelief infect your mind. Your vision was not given to them. It was entrusted to you. The responsibility to bring it to life is yours alone. When you truly believe in yourself, you unlock a force that begins to change everything around you. You start to move differently. You speak with conviction. You take risks that others shy away from. Faith shifts your energy, and energy shapes results. People can sense when you believe in what you are doing. It commands respect, even from skeptics. They may not understand your mission, but they will feel the power of your certainty. Faith magnetizes opportunity, resources, and people toward you because confidence is contagious. It draws success the way light draws the moth. There will be moments when your faith is tested, times when nothing goes right, when failure knocks on your door more than once, and when progress seems painfully slow. That is when faith becomes more than a word. It becomes your weapon. In those dark hours, it is easy to doubt yourself, to wonder if your dream was foolish or too far-fetched. But remember, faith is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision to keep going despite it. Every person who ever achieved something worthwhile has walked through the valley of uncertainty. They just refuse to stop. There, think of faith as the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The first step across that bridge is always shaky, but once you take it, you realize it can hold your weight. Each step strengthens your belief. Every small victory builds momentum. The more you trust yourself, the more capable you become. You stop waiting for someone to save you or to validate your worth. You understand that you are the architect of your destiny. That realization alone is power, the kind of power that can move mountains and rewrite your story. To build this faith, you must guard your mind. Fill it with thoughts that empower, not thoughts that limit. Speak to yourself with the same encouragement you would offer a dear friend. When fear whispers, "What if you fail?" answer with, "What if I succeed?" When doubt says, "You're not ready," respond, "I'll prepare as I go." Your inner dialogue determines your destiny. Feed your faith daily with positive words, bold actions, and unwavering persistence. Faith also requires patience. The seed you plant today will not bear fruit tomorrow. The universe tests your belief by asking, will you still trust the process when nothing seems to happen? Those who pass that test are rewarded beyond measure. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment is not there to destroy you, but to strengthen your foundation. The longer you hold on to faith, the deeper your roots grow, and when the storm comes, as it always does, those roots will keep you standing when others fall. Eventually, your faith will produce results so visible that even your doubters will have to acknowledge them, but by then their opinions won't matter. You will have already learned that validation was never the goal. Growth was. You will realize that believing in yourself was not just about achieving success, but about discovering the power that was within you all along. You will understand that every limitation you thought you had was merely a shadow cast by your own disbelief. Adversity is the forge of greatness. It is the unseen fire that shapes character, sharpens vision, and strengthens the will of those destined to rise. Without adversity, potential remains soft, untested, and incomplete. It is through struggle that strength is born, through defeat that determination is refined, through pain that purpose is revealed. Every person who has ever accomplished something remarkable has walked through storms that threatened to destroy them, yet instead of breaking, they chose to bend, adapt, and grow stronger. That choice, to endure, to learn, to keep going, is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. When life is easy, we grow comfortable. We move slowly, think small, and settle for less than what we are capable of. But when life hits us hard, when everything we counted on crumbles, we are forced to reach deeper within ourselves. Adversity exposes who we truly are. It strips away pretense and pride, leaving us face to face with our own inner strength. In that moment, we have a choice: to surrender or to rise. Those who choose to rise discover a power within them that they never knew existed. It is in those moments of trial that greatness begins to take form. Adversity does not visit us to punish. It arrives to prepare. Every setback carries a hidden lesson, every failure a seed of wisdom. The obstacle is not the end of the path. It is the beginning of transformation. Many people curse their hardships, asking, "Why me?" But the truth is, without those hardships, they would never grow into the person capable of achieving their dream. Comfort builds complacency, but struggle builds strength, the same heat that melts wax-hardened steel. If you choose to see adversity as an enemy, it will destroy you, but if you see it as a teacher, it will shape you into something indestructible. Greatness demands a price, and adversity is the currency. Every dream worth pursuing will test your patience, your courage, and your faith. There will be days when nothing seems to work, when doors close one after another, when people you trusted turn away. It will hurt deeply, but in that pain lies power. Every disappointment, every rejection, every failure is an invitation to evolve. The most successful people did not rise because they were lucky or privileged. They rose because they refused to let adversity define them. They turned pain into purpose, wounds into wisdom, and struggle into strength. Imagine a blacksmith shaping a sword. The raw metal is worthless until it is placed into the fire. It must endure heat, hammering, and constant pressure before it becomes sharp and strong. The same is true for you. Adversity is your fire. It burns away weakness, molds your spirit, and sharpens your focus. Each trial you survive adds another layer of resilience. One day, you will look back and realize that what once felt like destruction was actually creation, the creation of a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. It is easy to stay optimistic when everything goes right, but real power is keeping faith when everything goes wrong. When life feels unfair, when progress seems impossible, when the weight of failure threatens to crush you, that is when your inner strength is tested. Adversity whispers lies, You're not good enough. You'll never make it. You should quit. But those who achieve greatness learn to silence that voice. They keep moving forward, one step at a time, even when their legs tremble. They understand that every setback is temporary, but quitting makes defeat permanent. Adversity also teaches humility. It reminds us that no matter how talented we are, we cannot control everything. It strips away ego and reveals truth. The most powerful leaders and thinkers in history were once humbled by failure. That humility gave them empathy, wisdom, and depth of character. It made them more human. And in being more human, they became truly great. The scars they carried were not signs of weakness, but of survival. Each scar told a story of a battle fought and won within. When you face adversity, remember this: you are not being buried, you are being planted. The darkness you feel is not the end, but the beginning of growth. Pressure creates diamonds. Storms carve mountains, and fire refines gold. What you are going through is shaping you into something rare and valuable. The pain you feel today will one day be the strength you draw upon to inspire others. Those who once doubted you will see the glow of your resilience and understand that greatness was forged, not gifted. Do not run from difficulty. Run toward it with courage. Every challenge carries within it a hidden opportunity to expand your capacity. The more you endure, the more powerful you become. The very obstacles that once seemed designed to destroy you will later serve as the foundation of your success. You will speak with confidence because you have faced the storm and survived it. You will walk with calmness because you have already fought harder battles. You will inspire others because you know what it feels like to fight alone and still rise. In a world overflowing with noise, opinions, and distractions, one of the hardest yet most powerful things you can do is to be still and listen to your inner voice. That voice, quiet, persistent, and honest, knows who you truly are and what you are meant to become. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't compete for attention. It waits patiently for you to remember it exists. Most people never hear it clearly because their minds are too crowded with the sounds of the world, the judgments of others, the pressure of society, the endless comparison to those around them. But those who rise above the noise and learn to trust that inner guidance find a clarity and strength that no outside approval can ever give. Every day the world tries to tell you who to be. It tells you what success should look like, how you should act, what you should want, and how you should measure your worth. From the moment you open your eyes, you are bombarded with messages. From social media, from family, from friends, from the faceless voices of the crowd. If you listen too long, you begin to forget the sound of your own soul. You start chasing dreams that aren't yours, living lives that don't fulfill you, and wondering why something still feels missing. The truth is, you can never find peace or purpose if you are constantly trying to live up to someone else's expectations. Your inner voice is the compass of your destiny. It speaks to you in moments of stillness, in the quiet before sleep, in the pause between thoughts, in the flicker of inspiration that makes your heart race. It is that subtle feeling that says, "This is right for me," even when it makes no sense to others. It is the gut instinct that warns you when you're on the wrong path, even when everything looks perfect on the outside. The problem is that most people have been trained to doubt that voice. They trust external validation more than internal truth. They ask others for advice on decisions only they can make, and in doing so, they give away their power. Silencing the noise does not mean ignoring the world. It means mastering your focus. It means learning to filter out the opinions that do not serve your growth. Everyone will have something to say about your journey. Some will doubt you, some will criticize you, some will try to protect you from failure by discouraging you. But remember this: no one else can see the vision planted in your heart. They are not supposed to. That vision is between you and the voice within. When you follow it faithfully, the world will eventually see what you saw all along. Listening to your inner voice requires courage. It often leads you down paths that others do not understand. You might have to walk alone for a while, facing uncertainty without assurance from anyone, but that solitude is not a punishment. It is preparation. It is in those quiet moments of isolation that your purpose grows stronger. You begin to realize that true confidence doesn't come from being supported by everyone. It comes from being anchored within yourself. You stop begging for approval because you know that the only approval you truly need is your own. To truly hear your inner voice, You must create space for silence in your life. Turn off the noise, not just the external kind, but the internal chatter too. Stop replaying old mistakes. Stop predicting future failures. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Sit still, breathe, and listen. The answers you have been searching for are already within you. The direction you seek is already there, waiting for you to trust it. Every great breakthrough in history began when someone listened to that small, stubborn voice that said, "There is another way." That voice will not always lead you down the easiest road, but it will always lead you toward truth. It will push you to grow, to take risks, to leave behind what no longer serves you. It may ask you to step away from comfort and into the unknown, but that is where greatness begins. You will know you are following your inner voice when your decisions bring peace, even if they bring temporary discomfort. Peace is the signature of truth. If something feels wrong deep inside, no amount of external validation will make it right. As you grow more attuned to your inner guidance, the noise of the world begins to lose its power. Criticism will no longer wound you, and praise will no longer control you. You will no longer need to prove yourself because you will know who you are. You will act with quiet confidence, speak with calm authority, and move with unshakable purpose. People may not always understand you, but they will feel your certainty, and that certainty will inspire them to seek their own inner voice too. Remember that silence is not emptiness, it is strength. It is the sacred space where wisdom is born. When you silence the noise, you make room for intuition, creativity, and divine guidance to flow freely. You begin to sense the right timing for your actions, the right people to trust, the right opportunities to pursue. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop doubting and start knowing. There will always be noise, critics, doubters, distractions, and endless opinions. You cannot control them, but you can choose not to let them control you. Every time you quiet the noise and listen within, you reclaim a piece of your power. You align yourself with your truth, your purpose, and your peace. And that alignment is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary forces of change. Action transforms doubt into certainty. It is the bridge between fear and faith, between hesitation and mastery, between dreaming and achieving. Every great accomplishment begins with uncertainty, that uneasy feeling of not knowing if you're ready, good enough, or destined to succeed. But no one ever becomes ready by waiting. Readiness is born through action. The moment you begin, the fog of doubt starts to lift, and each small step forward reveals the next. You cannot think your way into confidence. You must act your way into it. Doubt is natural. It is the mind's way of protecting you from the unknown. But when you allow doubt to dictate your actions, it becomes a prison, invisible but powerful. It keeps you from trying, from growing, from discovering what you're truly capable of. You start to imagine every possible failure until fear becomes stronger than desire. And yet nothing changes, because doubt can only survive in stillness. The moment you take action, any action, its power begins to fade. Movement dissolves fear like light dissolves darkness. Most people wait for confidence before they take the first step. They say, "When I feel ready, I'll start." But readiness never arrives on its own. The only way to gain confidence is to move while afraid. Every small action you take plants a seed of certainty. When you act, you gather evidence that you are capable. You begin to see progress, and that progress strengthens belief. Doubt feeds on inaction, but belief feeds on movement. The more you do, the less you doubt. The less you doubt, the more you do. It becomes a powerful cycle of growth that no amount of thinking could ever replace. Action also has a way of revealing truth. You can plan for years, imagine every scenario, and still not know what will actually happen until you begin. Life rewards the doer, not the dreamer. Ideas without execution are just wishes, and wishes without action are wasted energy. The path becomes clear only as you walk it. Each step forward gives you feedback. You learn what works, what doesn't, and how to adjust. Failure, instead of being something to fear, becomes your greatest teacher. It is through trying, failing, and adjusting that certainty is born. There is something powerful about momentum. The first step is always the hardest because it requires courage. You must confront your fear of the unknown and trust that the path will reveal itself. But once you take that step, the second becomes easier, then the third, and soon, movement becomes natural. Momentum builds confidence, faster than any amount of positive thinking ever could. Confidence is not a feeling that precedes action. It is the result of consistent effort. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted, and self-trust is the foundation of certainty. Action also silences the inner critic. When you are busy creating, working, and striving toward your goal, you have no time to entertain the voice of doubt that tells you it can't be done. The mind may argue, but the body knows how to move forward. Doubt thrives in overthinking. It weakens in execution. While others talk about what they want to do, the one who acts is already transforming their world. The person who dares to begin, even imperfectly, always outruns the one who waits for perfection. Perfectionism is often just fear disguised as preparation. We tell ourselves we need more time, more skill, more clarity, when in truth, what we need is more courage. No amount of planning can replace the lessons of doing. You will never know everything you need to know before you start, and that is exactly how it should be. Growth happens in motion. You learn more in a week of real experience than in a year of overthinking. The moment you take that